Coming up next on TV5 News at 8, tonight is election night. See where the candidates stand and what they're doing.
Also, TV5's very own Mark Despotakis will bring you election results as we receive them.
Plus, how's the rest of the week shaping up weather-wise? Courtney Mays will be here with your forecast. All this and more coming up right here on Clarion's very own TV5 News, live at 8.
Well, I thought you'd be home a couple of hours ago, and I put everything away, so I did.
What is this? Pizza? Pizza?
If you had just called me, I would have done what...
Dinner ready is pizza.
I didn't know you'd be so late.
Let me ask you something. Is it too much to have dinner waiting when I'm home?
Please be so loud.
Don't tell me what to do! You shut up!
I thought you'd be home.
I can get pizza at work!
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll do something better. I'll fix you something else.
Better.
Let go of me!
Get in the kitchen!
No!
Well, it hurts! Do you want to see what hurts? That's what hurts! That's what hurts! Now get up and clean up this mess! Shut up!
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
For information, call 1-800-END-ABUSE.
Hi, I'm Mark Despotakis, and I would like to invite you to a first-of-its-kind event to be held here at TV5, the Clarion Town Meeting. We are asking you to participate in a town hall meeting with local community leaders, including the Clarion County Commissioners. Do you have questions or issues that you would like to see addressed? If so, then this meeting is for you. We will tape the meeting on Thursday, November 30th at 7 p.m. here in the TV5 studios. If you would like to participate, call us at 393-2398. Hurry, because seats may fill up quickly. Join us for a Clarion Town Meeting right here at TV5.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News at 8.
November 7th, good evening, I'm Cynthia Walker.
I'm Matt Ness. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
The polls opened this morning, see who was voting and how the turnout was.
And our very own Mark Despotakis will be getting reports, updating us on how the election is going.
All this and more tonight on Clarion's very own TV5 News. The polls are open and officials are reporting a strong voter turnout around the country. Millions of voters have cast their vote to decide who will be the next president of the United States. Vice President Al Gore or Texas Governor George W. Bush. Clarion voters voted in Marwick Boyd Auditorium at Clarion University. With strong voter participation, the race should be a close one. Al Gore ended his 30-hour campaign marathon early this morning and returned to his home state, Tennessee, after casting his ballot and getting some rest. The president is expected to await election results in Nashville Hotel with his wife, Tipper.
After campaigning for last-minute voters, Governor Bush is in his hometown of Austin, Texas. The governor says that he is feeling calm before the election results come in, although his parents are feeling a bit nervous. The governor voted at a courthouse this morning. Despite being a distant third in most national polls, Green Party candidate Ralph Nader says his presidential campaign has been a success. While at a campaign stop in Philadelphia yesterday, Nader said that after the election, the Green Party will rank third in size among the American political parties.
Senator Rick Santorum is hoping to sail through the evening with an easy win over U.S. Representative Ron Klink. Klink has been struggling to get votes outside of his home base. Klink, who is from Murraysville, was never able to catch Santorum in fundraising.
President
Clinton was in New York to vote for his wife Hillary Rodham Clinton today. The Clintons and their daughter Chelsea voted this morning in their new home of Chappaqua, New York. If the First Lady wins the election, she will be the first Lady to ever hold an office. Ms. Clinton is running against Congressman Rick Lazio, who feels the voters will elect someone that they can trust. Clinton and Lazio are running for the New York Senate seat.
The votes are still coming in, and our very own, Mark Despotakis is live from the newsroom with Election 2000 reports of who is currently ahead in the election race.
That's right, Matt. It's your very own. You got it out now. We are here in the newsroom, sort of Election Central, gathering the latest in the election returns, and they're still coming in. As 8 o'clock polls have now closed here in Pennsylvania, but throughout the day we've had some polls close, and they're going to be going on throughout the evening with states like California and Washington still voting until way into our evening. But here's just something interesting that came over. Al Gore has won the presidential race and the electoral votes in Florida. Well, why is that so interesting? Some of you may know why that's so interesting, because the governor of Florida is Jeb Bush, George W. Bush's brother. So that was considered a battleground state because of that, and it is now come in that Al Gore has won the presidential race there in Florida. And here are the numbers we have at this point in time. According to the popular vote of the states that have reported, which are not a lot of states right now, obviously, because polls are starting to close at this point in time through the evening, we're going to start hearing a lot more. Al Gore has 44% of the popular vote, and George W. Bush has 54% of the popular vote. Al Gore has won one state with 3 electoral votes, and George W. Bush has won 5 states with 54 electoral votes. So you can see the difference there in the popular vote versus the electoral vote. We were talking with you a little bit earlier about how that is certainly going to play into the election night, because you know, this is not only for election night, but through the days after, because is the Electoral College the right system? That is a question that a lot of people have been asking, and it's going to continue to be asked if the popular vote and the electoral vote come out maybe possibly opposite from each other. Earlier here, you guys have been profiling for us some of the races going on. Obviously, the Clinton-Lazio race in New York is going to be a focal point. So is the Santorum-Klink race here in the state. But some of the other races going on in the state, just wanted to let you know about. All of Pennsylvania's 21 U.S. House seats are on the ballot. Right now, they're only saying about 3 of them are considered to be a close race. All 3 incumbents in the state's row offices are up. Republicans Attorney General Mike Fisher, Treasurer Barbara Hafer, and Democratic Auditor General Robert P. Casey Jr. are seeking their second 4-year terms. You may have seen that on your ballot today. And also here in the General Assembly in the state of Pennsylvania, in the House of Representatives, that's going to be a big race because legal troubles have been plaguing several members of the legislature with thinning the Republican majority and giving the Democrats an edge, and right now they could regain control, possibly, of this. So that's what we have for you at this point. I'm going to head back and check the wire and see what new results we have coming in for you. I'm going to be back with you coming up at the end of the show to give you an update of what's going on. For now, reporting live in the newsroom with your Election 2000 update, I'm Mark Desidakis. Back to you.
As Mark said, he will be back later in the show with an update on Election 2000. At this time, we would also like to apologize that the Autumn Leaf Parade did not air last week as planned. The parade will air tomorrow evening at 5:25, right before our regularly scheduled program.
Stay tuned for local news after the break, right here on Clarion's very own TV5 News.
Live from Clarion's very own, Cynthia Walker, Matt Ness, Courtney Maines, Brian Cook. This is TV5 News at 8.
Hey kid, boyfriend wants to know if that girl will go out with him. Pass it down.
Hey, Grandma, ask the girl on the end if she wants to go out with this loner.
The young man wants to know if the girl over there is a donor.
Somebody wants to know if you're an organ and tissue donor.
Yes.
Hey, me too.
Are you a donor? Make sure your family knows your decision so there's no question later.
This portion of the programming is being made possible through a grant from the Clarion Agway, located along Main Street in Clarion. The Clarion Agway offers a wide selection of lawn, garden, pet, and farm supplies. They also offer a large selection of power equipment. The Clarion Agway is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. That's the Clarion Agway, located at 1130 East Main Street in Clarion. Phone 226-9270.
Maybe you have what it takes to be one of us. The few, the proud, the reeds.
Feedback. I said, you know, wouldn't a better name for a movie to come out now, and I think I'm going to make the movie or write the book. It would be a great book to have, and you can call to get her book. You can also find it online. Well, I have a feeling I'm going to be rather opinionated. People I know so. Let's ask them about scheduling. Why is it that students have such a problem here with?
Tune into Feedback with Mark Despotakis every Tuesday and Wednesday night beginning at 7:30 p.m.
We're totally out of time. No time to talk to you. We'll see you tomorrow.
We were unable to bring you live coverage of the Clarion Borough Council tonight due to upgrades on our mobile production trailer. Here's a look at what happened at tonight's meeting. Among other things, council members discussed a right-of-way ordinance and possible changes to the rental unit license ordinance. Tune into our TV5 News tomorrow night at 8 for a full recap of tonight's meeting. Clarion Borough is ready to set the free holiday parking. The Clarion Area Business Association is asking to shorten the free holiday parking for downtown holiday shoppers. Karen Pope from the CABA says the change is due to the abuse of the parking. Pope says there's no way to monitor the parking, and the store employees who live in the apartments above the stores are using the parking for their own benefit. If the council approves the parking, it will be changed to free parking only from November 20th through November 24th and December 11th through December 22nd.
The Red Bank Valley School Board has just approved a salary increase and a new contract for its superintendent. The board appointed a 4% pay increase. The increase improves his salary $3,570 from $79,310 to $82,880. The large increase was due to a performance evaluation. The board members also approved an extension to the superintendent's contract, extending it for 3 years.
An accident on State Route 80 near Richland Township occurred at around 3:30 this morning. The driver's name is being withheld pending notification of next of kin. The vehicle left the roadway, hitting the guardrail to the south and running down the sloped embankment, then hitting a dirt embankment, finally coming to a stop. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputy Coroner Chris House said the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head and chest. The passenger was not belted in, receiving major injuries, and was flown to a Pittsburgh hospital. Other information is pending investigation. Auditor General Robert P. Casey Jr. has released an audit of the Union School District. The audit found that reports filed with the state had several errors. Clerical errors resulted in underpayment of the state funds, and now the Department of Education will have to reimburse the district $5,000. Casey said the audits are performed to ensure the districts receive the amount of money they're entitled to. Union's $5,000 will most likely be added to future reimbursements.
Dan Hornberger has been suspended without pay from his position of prison warden of Clarion County Prison. The board suspended Hornberger for his policies on overtime, citing an estimated $50,000 in overtime for jail guards. Hornberger said he was blindsided by the suspension, saying the board never called him and asked him to comply with the policy. The board will review Hornberger's responses to questions they asked of him while he remains on suspension. They will then decide on future employment status.
A Pittsburgh suburban police officer was reinstated to the force this week after firing a shot into the ground to scare several barking dogs. Although no one was hurt, the neighbors called for his dismissal. Plum Borough complied with their request. Although Plum Borough complied with their request, the officer appealed it, and the Civil Service Commission reinstated the officer.
Cheryl Bracken of Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Pittsburgh, is in severe condition after surviving a gunshot wound to the neck. Police say Bracken was locked inside a freezer chest after being shot early yesterday. Bracken managed to kick the lid to open enough to let the chest open enough to let a passerby hear her screams. After police found her, she said that her boss had shot her in his Swissvale bar. Up next, see what Russia will do about their rescue mission.
Stay tuned to Clarion's very own TV5 News.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant. The Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant is located at 540 Main Street in Clarion and offers dining as well as a nightclub. The restaurant and nightclub are open 7 days a week for your convenience. Call Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant 226-8400.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Fox's Pizza Day. Fox's Pizza Den is located on Old Route 66 in Clarion and offers all-day delivery. Phone 226-5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone 226-5555.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Carpet Barn. The Carpet Barn is located at 470 South 5th Avenue in Clarion. The Carpet Barn is open Monday through Saturday for all your carpet needs. So call the Carpet Barn, 226-7332.
Standing out from the crowd is easy when you stop in at Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that special touch to enhance that new outfit. And if you have a fashion question, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall, just off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday from noon till 5.
Moscow had their final farewell for the entombed sailors that are still aboard the sunken Russian sub, the Kursk. Moscow officials say that the diving is too dangerous to continue the search for the missing sailors. The divers have only recovered 12 of the 118 lost in the sunken sub.
More news on twin girls that were joined at the abdomen. During the operation, the weaker of the twin girls passed away. The stronger twin will be receiving more surgery to rebuild her organs. The British doctors who decided to operate report that if the girls had not undergone the surgery, then they both would have passed away.
Israeli naval officials report that a suicide bomber was aboard a fishing boat that blew up near an Israeli patrol boat. Israeli officials say the attacker was apparently a Palestinian. This event led to more clashes today in the Middle East.
Using a plot worthy of James Bond, jewel thieves with mechanical diggers, smoke bombs, and a getaway boat were caught by police. The police, who knew of the attack beforehand, dressed as cleaners and caught the thieves before a single shot was fired. The 11 thieves, who were after $500 million worth of jewelry, were arrested and are being detained.
By Courtney Maines with a look at today's weather forecast. And Courtney, the weather wasn't perfect to get the vote out at the polls.
No, it was a little chilly out today, and unfortunately we can look forward to much of the same weather throughout the rest of the week. Now let's take a look at today's weather maps. Taking a look at today's satellite map, as clouds made their way across the Great Plains into our region today, we saw some cloudy skies, and we can also look forward to the possibility of a rain shower this evening as well. Now moving on to today's temperature maps. Things cooled off across much of the country today, especially areas out west where they're down into the low 30s and 40s. And as we push into the Great Plains region, we saw a wide range of temperatures today, where in the northern Great Plains they were down to the low 20s, and down in the southern Great Plains they rose up into the mid-60s. And finally, pushing over into the east, much of the east saw temperatures in the mid-60s today, with the exception of Pennsylvania and the New England states, where they only reached the low 50s. Now taking a look ahead to tomorrow's precipitation map, areas of the northwestern corner as well as areas of the northern Great Plains can look forward to a combination of some rain showers and some snow showers as well tomorrow. And as we move down into the southern regions, down in New Mexico, stretching all the way into areas of Georgia, they can look forward to some rain showers tomorrow as well. And finally, taking a look ahead to tomorrow's front map, our region is going to be experiencing a stationary front tomorrow, which is going to bring us much of the same temperature and much of the same weather that we saw today, along with another possibility of some rain showers as well. And moving on to our 5-day forecast, today we saw cloudy skies with a high of 54 and a low of 34. Wednesday we can look forward to cloudy skies again with a high of 61 and a low of 43. Friday, Thursday, rainy skies with a high of 54 and a low of 46. On Friday, more rain again with a high of 50 and a low of 41. And on Saturday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 46 and a low of 34.
I guess it's the weather we should expect for the middle of November.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, it's going to get even worse as the month goes on.
Coming up after the break, Brian Cook joins us with the latest in sports. But first, here's a look at tonight's stock report.
hours ago, and I put everything away, so I didn't...
What is this? Pizza? Yeah, pizza?
If you had just called me, I would have known what...
Dinner ready. It's a pizza.
I didn't know you'd be so late.
Too much to have dinner ready on my own.
Please don't.
You shut up. At work. I'm sorry.
For information, call 1-800-END-ABUSE.
Hi, I'm Mark Despotakis, and I would like to invite you to a first-of-its-kind event to be held here at TV5, the Clarion Town Meeting. We are asking you to participate in a town hall meeting with local community leaders, including the Clarion County Commissioners. Do you have questions or issues that you would like to see addressed? If so, then this meeting is for you. We will tape the meeting on Thursday, November 30th at 7 p.m. here in the TV5 studios. If you would like to participate, call us at 393-2398. Hurry because seats may fill up quickly. Join us for a Clarion Town meeting right here at TV5.
Cook now joins us with the latest in sports. Ryan?
Thanks, Matt. Atlanta Braves pitcher Greg Maddux has won yet another Gold Glove from his performance this past season. This now makes 11 straight for Maddux, which is 5 less than Hall of Famer pitcher Jim Cott. Also in the National League, San Francisco first baseman J.T. Snow won his 6th consecutive Golden Glove. In the American League, Texas catcher Ivan Rodriguez won his 9th straight, and Yankees outfielder Bernie Williams won his 4th. In the NBA, the Sacramento Kings squeezed by in the 4th quarter and beat the Blazers 79-75. Portland, who was a threat last season, has started this season losing 3 games out of their first 4. Big money Chris Webber came through for the Kings, making big money plays, scoring 29 points. The Kings are now 3-2 on the season, and the Blazers 1-3. Monday Night Football continues to excite football fans nationwide this season. Antonio Freeman and the Green Bay Packers won a nail-biter last night, 26-20 in an overtime win against the Minnesota Vikings. Freeman caught a picture-perfect 43-yard pass from Brett Favre to win the game. Dante Culpepper and the Vikings have the number 3 offense in the NFC, while Favre and the Packers are rated number 7. Detroit Lions coach Bobby Ross called it quits today. Ross resigned after 3.5 years with the Lions. Linebackers coach Gary Moeller will fill the position for the remainder of this season. Ross's record with the Lions was 27-30. Steelers coach Bill Cowher told his team to remember everything they've done right, winning 5 of their last 6 games. The Steelers lost a heartbreaker to the Titans 9-7 on Sunday. The Steel Curtain defense has not allowed a single touchdown in the last 20 quarters. This is the 2nd longest streak since 1976 season, the season when the Pittsburgh Steelers brought home the World Championship. For TV5 News, I'm Brian Cook.
Akis joins us now with another Election 2000 update. Mark?
Thanks, Cynthia. It's starting to get interesting now at this point of the race. Let me just give you an update here. I just got this off the wire. Right now, Al Gore has 44% of the popular vote. George W. Bush has 54% of the popular vote, and others are receiving 2% of the vote. Right now, this is with 4% of the precincts in the nation ready, actually reporting right now. But here's where it starts to get even more interesting. Al Gore right now has won 9 states, including the District of Columbia, and has 101 electoral votes. He leads in 3 states, and those 3 states could give him 49 electoral votes. One of the states that Al Gore won, as I mentioned earlier, was Florida, where George W. Bush's brother, Jeb Bush, is the governor. So that's something of note for you. And George W. Bush has won 10 states and has, because of that, has won 121 electoral votes. He leads in 6 states also, and with 53 electoral votes in those states. So even though we're seeing about 20 states reporting at this point in time, we're only seeing 4% of the nation's precincts reporting. Not seeing anything coming in from Pennsylvania, although the Associated Press has declared Rick Santorum the winner in the Pennsylvania Senate. We're not declaring that, but the Associated Press has said that. I have not seen any returns in on any of the Pennsylvania races at this point in time, and we've also heard that George W. Bush, the Bush campaign, has started their, quote, Victory 2000 election night celebration in Austin, Texas, of course, where the governor's campaign headquarters is. The governor is actually not at the celebration. He's a few blocks away watching the returns in a local hotel with his family. So that's what we have for you right now and for this evening. Stay tuned to TV5 News tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We will have a full recap of everything that goes on. This one looks like it could be long into the night. Back to you.
Thanks, Mark. We would like to congratulate Clarion University's Mike Cody and Mark Despotakis. Mike and Mark both won prestigious awards from the National Broadcasting Society Freedom States Region Convention. Mike Cody won first place in the audio production division, and Mark Despotakis was a finalist, receiving third place in the news writing division. Congratulations. That's all for Clarion's very own TV5 News at 8. Tune in tomorrow night with Carrie LaPoo and Carolyn Kelly. I'm Cynthia Walker.
I'm Matt Nash. Have a good evening.
Copyright 2000, TV5 News.